Been forever since I'd done calligraphy and typography. Time to commit it to memory via YouTube! Sup y'all, welcome to channel Zarobski Crystal here, thanking y'all for subbing. I appreciate the patronage. Welcome again if you're new, hi again if ye old. Preface to mute me for your own music or just wanna chill to a silent speed paint. No pressure, welcome all anyway, and let's get to the specs. First things first, definition of terms. Baybayin is one of the Philippines' many ancient native scripts. It is Tagalog and an Abugida alphabet, meaning every letter is, at its default, a syllable unless it's a vowel. Typography is the art of choosing and combining what typefaces and flourishes go well together aesthetically and legibly. It can be executed either traditionally, digitally, or a mix of both. While I can consider calligraphy a form of raw typography, being flowier and almost always traditional, it is still very technique driven as to give life to the words. One piece I scrapped, but these total of 14 are a combination of two separate orders, one private commission and the other a request from Galeria de las Islas, which will be representing me in Art in the Park this March 2020. The private commission is a set of 3 words decided by the client: tiwala, karangalan, and pag-ibig, meaning faith, dignity, and love, respectively. Each on A2 paper, brown background, about to be framed in a black frame with off-white matting or inner frame to give them depth. Meanwhile, Galleria 2 gave me a set of words to render. Y'all can see it in the Behance link, and all in all, sizes vary from A2 to 16.5 inches by 17.5 inches to 4 inches by 6 inches. Mixed media varying from ink to watercolor and metallic and even glitter glue and expired tea and coffee. We'll get to that in a bit. Papers range from regular to hot press watercolor paper. The difference between hot press and cold press watercolor paper being texture. Hot press, smoother. Cold press, bumpier. The brown wash I used for the private commission is a concoction I've kept for literal years stewing away. Think the Boyle family mother dough from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, except it's expired coffee and tea, and maybe mold, killed by hot water. I keep it in a jar in my study. Can't remember when I started it. Either way, recycle stuff when you can. I also had to wear my handy dandy mask because this jar smells like literal death. Now, my current standard in Galleria for calligraphy is a simple monochrome. Black ink, white paper goes with any interior. Stylish, chic, safe. But I wanted to experiment. Both watercolor calligraphy and artsy typography, not to mention devising my own Baybayin typeface. I think I mentioned it in my past artwork Mangungot perfumery video, link below. I want to play with color. I had to scrap one, so the result was 6 pieces, 3 landscape, 3 portrait, 4-inch by 6-inch cards that I'll frame along with the rest. But before that, me being me, Virgos being Virgos, I plan everything down to the literal letter. I got the commission request order, right? They give me the words, I do the do. My client already had the Filipino words. Galleria gave me a set of English ones to choose from. No, I'm not comparing them, I just telling the biz how it is. Despite being born and bred in Manila, my conyo ass still needs Google Translate as a security blanket. And thesaurus. So I shortlisted some appropriate translations and put them into raw writing, raw baybayin. See the letter counts, then I block them. Block as in position them, check out the placement and strokes. You know what strokes that I can tie in together like Latin alphabet script. How would these shapes intertwine, lay out what's aesthetically pleasing and harmonious? Then I get my brush pen and test them out, and test them out from a couple of times, and once I'm happy, I do the actual calligraphy. For the smaller pieces, I had to decide more on the presentation, color palette, typeface, background, and kerning. Kerning is the space between letters, then do all that by hand. When all said, done, dried, and written, I choose the individual titles, which means back to Google Translate and the attached thesaurus. I had to choose the appropriate synonym based off the vibe emanated by each individual piece, if that makes any sense. And then off to Quiapo for framing, off for this typographer to script writing, and off for this filming on to editing. been Zarowski Crystal of Channel Zarowski saying, "Sponsor me, Tokyo Fine, sponsor me." Good lord, that's some quality shit. This is some good paper, y'all. And might I add, these palette wells are deep as fuck! The colors are pretty, it's pigmented as fuck, it dries super shiny, non-sticky, and doesn't rub off like chalk or goo, and doesn't attract ants like melty lollipop on a sunny sidewalk. Y'all get your bang for your buck with Tokyo Fine's Galaxy's Paralyzed Accents, not sponsored, and I'm still unsponsored and unqualified for AdSense, so please get to my coffee and donate. Or don't donate. Bye. From my Redbubble, we got merch, we got fan art, we got original prints that are a little better than LuLaRoe. Come and get it! And support this channel, links below. Subscribe to get crystallized, and hey, thanks for being with me on this journey.